Welcome to Module 5.1, talking about US measurements. So in this lecture video, we're gonna learn how to convert our US measurements of length, weight, and capacity. So make sure you print out your formula sheets, okay? Your formula sheet has length, US units of capacity, you got time, we got weight, and in another module we will begin to talk about matrix. Okay, so for 5.1, majority of the units that you need is up here. So when you do your homework in the Hawks Learning, I think there are every problem also has some units. You can look it up, but it's kind of easier sometimes to look at the entire all the units that you need for the class. So basically, when it comes to conversion, whether it's US measurements or matrix, there are two methods we can, two technique we can use. One of them is what I call the shortcut kind of version. Another way is using something called the unit fractions. Okay, so when it comes to using the shortcut, which is multiplication or division to convert, the easiest way to understand this is if you ever need to convert from a large unit to a small unit, all right, you will multiply. Okay, so when you need to convert to smaller units, you multiply. When you need to convert to a larger unit, that means you go from small, you start out with a smaller unit, and need to convert to a large unit, you will divide. All right? So using the unit fraction way to convert is where the numerator should be in the same unit of measure of the desired result. The denominator should be in the original unit of measure. So I think the easiest way to show you the unit fraction is actually show it to you. Okay, so let's give this a try. Okay, let's use a shortcut first, which is multiply or divide. Then I will set up as unit fraction methods. So to use the multiplication division method, you need to know which unit is larger, which one is smaller. So when it comes to convert US measurement of mile to feet, we know mile is large, feet is small, so we will multiply. All right, so what we do is we take our 6 mile and multiply. What do we multiply? We multiply the conversion between mile to feet. So on the formula sheet, mile and feet are lengths, so look between mile and feet. 1 mile is 5,280 feet, so that's what we multiply. We multiply 5,280 feet. Okay, so that will give me my answer. 6 times 5,280. So 6 miles is how many feet? 31,680 feet. All right, so let's say we use the unit fraction. Unit fraction method does not require you to know who is a larger unit, who is a smaller unit. So the way how you start is simply write 6 mile over 1, because that instantly put the unit mile on the numerator, and you multiply another fraction. And this time we're gonna put mile in the bottom, because the mile on top and bottom now can actually cancel each other out. All right. So what unit do I put on top? Well, I will put my feet, my unit feet on top. Now, how do I know to put feet on top? Because from the formula sheet, there is a conversion between mile and feet. This is what I call the direct conversion. By the way, this is basically a rate, okay, or a ratio. The ratio between mile and feet is 1 to what? 5,280. It's basically like a ratio that we introduced before. So since I have a direct conversion between mile and feet, then I can simply put my feet on top. So now let's write in the units. The unit says 1 mile for every what? 5280 feet. In the unit mile, top and bottom will cancel out just like a fraction. Now all I'm going to do is simply saying 6 times 5280, and the only unit left is my feet. So I will still come up with the 31,680. Okay, so I want to show you both ways, okay, because there will be certain example in module 5, okay, where I will use more the unit fraction methods. And the unit fraction method, sometimes I call them the dimensional analysis. This is more. This is probably more of a proper term, dimensional analysis, because this is basically the number one method to do all types of conversion, not just simply U.S. measurements or matrix. It can be used for any type of conversion. All right, but for U.S. measurements, most of the time I like the shortcut. I like the multiplication and division, because this is one type of unit we use the most. So we can quickly see who is a larger and who is a smaller unit. Convert from feet to yard. Feet is small, yard is large. So small to large, we will divide, right? We'll divide. So I simply take my 132 feet divided by the conversion number between feet and yard. So on the formula sheet, for length between feet and yard, 1 yard is 3 feet, so the conversion ratio is 3, 1 to 3 ratio, so that's the number I divide. So 132 divided by 3, that will be 44. So 132 feet is equal to 44 yard. Kind of strange why the answer, the numerical answer is small. Because this is the way how you look at it. Because to convert from small to large, I need a smaller number to represent I'm coming from a small unit. Therefore, that's what my answer is. My numerical value is smaller than what I'm starting because I'm coming from a smaller unit to reach a large unit. That's why we had to divide. All right. So this is feet to mile. So I'm going to use the, tell you what, this time I'm from small to large, I know I got to divide. So basically we just take 27,720 feet divided by the conversion between feet and mile, which is feet and mile, which is 5280. Okay, so that will give me my answer. Let's go ahead and punch it in so we know. 5280. But I'm also going to show you how to do this the fraction way or dimensional analysis. So this is going to be 5.25 miles. All right. Need a small number to representing I'm coming from a smaller unit. All right. So dimensional analysis or unit fraction method, the way how you start is the same every time. You just take what you started with, 27,720 feet, write it as over 1 times another fraction. So now, what unit do you put in the bottom? You need to put feet in the bottom, so the top feet, bottom feet can cancel out. So on my formula sheet, I'm allowed to convert from feet straight to mile. And once I know I can convert straight to mile, all I'm going to do is write down my numbers, my conversion numbers. Remember, it says 1 mile for 5280 feet. So the feet cancels out. So this problem simply becomes 27,720 times 1, which is 27,720 again, over 1 times 5280 is still 5280. So this problem again becomes, with the fraction bar here, it still becomes a division problem, which we take 27,720 divided by 5280. So the two technique give you the same answer. We're doing exactly the same thing. All right, this is weight. Pound to ounce is weight. So we know pound is larger than ounce. So from large to small, we will multiply. So I take my 10 pound and multiply what number? Well, what's the conversion between pound and ounce? Weight, pound and ounce is 16. So that's a number I multiply, 16. So 10 times 16, my answer, 160 ounce. All right. Now, don't get confused. This ounce is for weight. When we drink things like Pepsi or Coca-Cola, those 20-ounce bottles, those 20-ounce bottles are fluid ounces, okay? Those are not weight, those are fluid ounce, which is different. All right, this one is ounce back to pound. So this is small to large, so we will divide. And what number do we divide? The conversion between ounce and pound is 16. So we take the 432 divided by 16, which is 27. So 432 ounce is 27 pound. All right, quart and pint. So this is a little bit tricky. Let me see what I got on my formula sheet between quart and pint. So this thing I wrote is a little bit different compared to what is shown on the homework. So basically, I always ask students to remember this. The quart and pint is called capacity. The largest capacity we use is gallon, which is bigger than quart, which is bigger than pint, which is bigger than cup, which is bigger than fluid ounce. Okay, I'm going to stop at fluid ounce for right now. There's actually other units smaller. So as you can recall, the conversion between gallon to quart is 1 gallon for 4 quarts. 1 quart is 2 pints, and 1 pint is 2 cups, and 1 cup is actually 8 fluid ounce. So this magic number 4228, okay, allow us to convert all the way from gallon to fluid ounces. So quart and pint is right here. Quart and pint. Quart is large, pint is small. And the conversion number between quart to pint is 2. So large and small we multiply. What number do I multiply? 2. So 66 quarts times 2 will tell me how many pint that is. And that's the reason why I wrote this. I wrote this out horizontally like this. I break it apart for you on the formula sheet. So this part is good to use on the formula sheets. Oh, what was the answer? 132 pints. Oh, perfect example of a pint. Most students don't quite realize pint. You know those chocolate milk that we drink. That was in a carton. That's in a carton at the public school cafeteria. Those are like pints. Those are measured in pints. Half a pint, 1 pint. Okay. So milk at the public school lunchroom. Those are pints. All right, this is pint to quart, pint back to quart. So pint is small, quart is large. So convert from small to large, we will divide. And the conversion between pint and quart is 2, so I divide it by 2. So take my 74 pint divided by 2. And I get 37 quarts. All right. Let's do some days and let's do some time. All right. Days and hours. You know, days is larger than hour. So go from large to small, we multiply. And what's the conversion number between day to hour? Day to hour, 24 hours. And most of us know 1 day is 24 hours. So that's the number we multiply. So we take 38 days times by 24. By the way, realistically, 1 day is actually not quite 24 hours. It's actually 23 hours and 50 some minutes. That's actually the real 1 day is how many hours. Yeah, Google it, look it up, and see exactly what that is. So that's 912 hours. All right. Tell you what. Let me do this one using the fraction method too. Okay, just kind of keep you fresh. The 38 days. Remember now, you can use either technique. Okay. You start off with 38 days over 1 times another fraction. Put your day in the bottom. All right, so I am allowed to, so on my formula sheet, I can go from day to hour. So that's why I put the hour on top. All right, so we know from the formula sheet, 1 day is for 24 hours. Days cancels out. So this problem just simply becomes 38 times 24 because the denominator is just 1. So, which is the same thing as my shortcut method, 912. All right, days to weeks. Days is smaller than week. So go from small to large, we will divide. And most of us know conversion between week and day is 7, right? 1 week, 7 days. So I take my 448 divided by 7. And my answer, 64 weeks. Okay. All right, so just a quick lesson on how to convert U.S. measurements in time using either methods, the shortcut multiplication or division method, or something called a unit fraction or dimensional analysis technique. All right, that will conclude this lecture video. Thank you for watching.